Helen! Helen's here to see you. Come downstairs.
Oh, it's Helen. Bye, Mom.
Alan's so unsociable. When is he going to learn some manners? I feel bad that Helen comes to pick him up every day, yet he doesn't even make an effort to smile. I wonder how they spend their time together. Alan's not very fun to be around because he barely speaks. What does Helen see in Alan? I wish I had a nice and normal kid. Kind of wish Alan would just get run over by a car or something.
Trouble busters.
Hey, Alan, did you know that kids in the U.S. take a bag of potato chips with them as part of their school lunches? The potato chips are supposed to make their sandwiches taste even better. I wish that I lived in the U.S. Then I could eat potato chips for lunch every day. Maybe I should move to the U.S. with my family. That'd be a great idea. In total, you dropped 72 potato chip crumbs on the floor. You were counting? You were secretly counting my crumbs while I was telling you about my dream of moving to the U.S.? You're amazing, Alan. You're so grown up. I envy that about you. I want to be just like you. The following morning on the way to school. Tell me your secret. Why are you always so calm about everything? I'm trying to be more like you, Alan. At dinner last night, I tried to be sophisticated by not speaking a word at dinner, but then my mother thought that I wasn't feeling well. She even took me to the hospital to get me checked. My mom said that she couldn't believe that a chatterbox like me could be so quiet an entire evening. I was just trying to be mature like you, Alan.
There's an ant.
An ant? Oh, you're right. There's lots of them on the ground. The worker ants gather food and bring it back to the nest and keep their community safe. Most of these ants are old females that only have around a month left to live. The male ants are born to produce offspring and they die after mating. Worker ants tend to live between a year and up to 2 years. The queen ant lives between a decade and 2 decades. Wow, I had no idea that female ants live for that long. So the ants on the ground are old ladies then? Old lady ants are hard workers. Alan, you're so smart. You're like an adult.
Look at the two weirdos over there.
They're right. They're such losers.
What are you two staring at? Go away and stop bothering us. Mind your own business.
You two make a great couple.
Shut up!
Look, the first weirdo's getting angry. Let's go.
We're not going to chase you around like idiots. The boy that looked just like Alan was Ted, Alan's twin brother. They may look alike, but their personalities were completely different. To be honest, I didn't like Ted. He was mean. Alan is quiet and sophisticated, but his brother Ted is really immature. He likes to make fun of the two of us, and I can't stand him. I also hated the fact that I got so irritated with him. I shouldn't let him get to me like this. I was wondering how Alan could stay so calm all the time. Alan, come look at this! I accidentally brought a bag of potato chips to school. Our teacher's gonna take this from me if he sees it. Potato chips are made with thinly sliced potatoes, which are fried and seasoned with salt and other seasonings. That's right! Perfect answer. Thanks for calming me down with your knowledge. Here, you have some potato chips. That's right! I have a bag of potato chips. I just need to accept the fact that I brought them to school by mistake. I'm going to try to hide this from our teacher until the end of the school day. There's no need for me to get nervous. Thank you, Alan.
Yes. What do you have there, Helen? You're not supposed to bring snacks to school. I'm gonna tell our teacher.
Ted, there's no need for you to do that. I brought the chips to school by mistake. It was an accident. I don't want our teacher to take them from me.
Well, it's your fault for breaking the rules.
Ted, you're so annoying. Why are you so immature? You should try to be more like your brother Alan.
Huh? I'm much better than Alan. He should try to be more like me. Alan's a mute and he's dumb.
Hey, what are you doing? Give me back my potato chips.
No way. Let me show you what a mature person would do in a situation like this.
I never gave you permission to eat my potato chips. Stop that.
I can eat potato chips at school and not be scared of being told off.
Give it back.
Look, Helen, I'm not scared like you. I can do whatever I want at school.
Is that so, Ted? Since you seem to be so mature, how about I punish you like you're an adult with real responsibility?
Oh, hello.
Ted, why don't we have a nice long chat together?
This is a misunderstanding. The potato chips are not mine. Helen and Alan brought them snack to school. And they forced me to eat it so that I would be scolded by you. Please don't tell my mom. She'll be furious with me.
I still want to talk to you. Get over here, Ted.
You two are gonna pay for this.
My potato chips. That evening.
Yes, just one moment, please. We'd like to speak to you about what happened at school today. Please tell us what happened. Well, first of all, your daughter Helen brought a bag of potato chips to school when she shouldn't have done that. And Ted got in trouble at school because of it. I see. Helen told me about that. Helen accidentally packed a bag of potato chips into her school backpack. She's really obsessed with potato chips and can't get them out of her head. Do you find this funny? Ted got in trouble at school for something that Helen did. It's not fair. We don't want to have the teachers at school thinking that Ted was misbehaving when he wasn't. Excuse me? All Helen did was take a bag of potato chips to school by mistake. How does that affect Ted? Helen told us that Ted took the potato chips from Helen without her permission and started to eat them at school. I think that Helen provoked Ted into eating those potato chips in the classroom.
Provoked? Helen, did you do or say anything to upset Ted at school today?
Ted took my potato chips from me when I asked him not to, so I told him that he was immature.
There's no way that Ted is any more immature than Alan. Ted's the good one in our family. I bet you made Ted feel insecure by taking Alan's side like you always do.
I did no such thing. I just praised Alan for being so calm all the time.
Well, you shouldn't have compared Ted to Alan in the first place. They're in no way similar. Alan is not calm, he's just not smart enough to speak. He has an intellectual disability. Don't you know that? You were comparing Ted to someone with a disability. No wonder he felt threatened.
Alan has savant syndrome.
What is that? Alan doesn't like to talk about himself much. We're good friends, but there's so much that I don't know about him.
Helen, I can explain it to you later. I can see that you're very fond of Alan.
Yes, I really like Alan.
I see, but why? You can have him if you want. We don't want him in our family.
What?
If you like him so much, you can have him. We'll sell him to you. He can be your new brother.
Oh, really? Are you sure?
Please don't say that in front of the children. It's not funny, even if you were joking. I'm not joking. I'm serious. We don't want him. You don't want him either, do you?
If you're willing to take Alan as your own, we'd be happy to sell him to you.
You told me that you wanted another child, so here you go. Helen's adopted too, so this will be just perfect. I'm sure that she'd be less lonely if Alan lived with her. Helen, could you please play with Ted and Alan in your room? We need to talk about some grown-up stuff.
Okay, Mommy. Let's go, guys. I played with Ted and Alan in my room like I was asked to while our parents discussed some matters that were too grown-up for us to understand.
Helen, we have something very important to tell you.
What is it, Mommy?
Helen is going to be your brother from today. Isn't that very exciting?
Yes, it is. I'm so happy. Is this really happening, Mommy? Alan, we're gonna be living together. Yay! This was something that I found out when I became an adult, but my father and Alan's father talked about what would be best for Alan. If Alan's parents didn't want to raise him, my father suggested that they transfer their parental rights to my parents. My father explained that my mother and him would do their very best to raise Alan and understood the challenges involved in raising a child with a disability. After hearing my father out, Alan's parents couldn't ask for any money because they realized that keeping Alan and raising him themselves would be much more costly, so they gave up their parental rights.
Yay, I'm an only child now. I don't have a stupid brother anymore. I'm so happy. My family and I are gonna go out to dinner to celebrate. We saved quite a lot of money by kicking Alan out of our family.
Ted, let's go.
Alan, you're lucky that you have a family that loves you. Bye now.
We have a lot to celebrate today.
Helen, have you ever tried eating potato chips and rice together? It's very good. You put potato chip crumbs onto some hot rice and devour it. It's really yummy and you should try it. Okay, the ratio of rice to potato chip is 3 to 7.
Got it.
Come on, try it. Do you love it? No, I don't. Although Alan was still very quiet, he began to open up to me over time. I love him more than I did before now. Our whole family was really happy to have him living with us as our newest member. A few years later,
Why would you put mayo on your potato chip? It tastes so much better without mayo. You're crazy!
you should try them before you make fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. You're eating too many salty potato chips and you should be adding mayo to them.
Helen, you've changed, you know. You used to be so cool when you were younger. Recently, you're acting more like my mother.
Are you saying that I'm not cool anymore? Did you like me more before than now?
Huh?
Do you not like the person standing in front of you now?
Why would you ask me that? I admit that you've changed a little bit, but you're still the same person to me. I like both the old and the new you.
So you won't not need me then?
Of course not. You're really important to me. We're family and I'm not going anywhere.
Together forever.
Yes, that's right. Siblings forever.
Helen, you have nothing to worry about. You'll always have us. We're your family.
Alan never talks about his birth parents or his twin brother Ted, and it didn't seem like he missed them very much. But I began to think that he was just being considerate and keeping his feelings to himself. I hope that he was happy living with us. That spring, Alan and I graduated from high school. I can't believe that we'll both be off to university soon. I wonder where Ted is going for university. He goes to the high school near us, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right.
Your brother's so different from you. He's sort of a rebel, don't you think?
Happy graduation! I'm Melanie from Travis TV. Your name is Alan, am I right? Would you allow me to introduce interview you.
You're from Travis TV?
Yes, that's right. Are you one of Alan's friends?
No, she's my sister.
Alan's parents came over to see us after they saw the interview of Alan on TV.
Hey, Alan, long time no see. How have you been?
We've missed you, Alan. You've all grown up.
I'm surprised to hear you say that since you haven't made any effort to come see Alan after you gave him away.
Do you need anything from me?
Can't we just come to see you? We've missed you. We saw your interview on TV. You were wonderful. We had no idea that you started your own business while you were still a high school student.
We're really proud of you, son. Great job.
Will that be all? I need to get going now. Goodbye.
Wait up, Alan. We came here to ask you a favor, actually.
What is it?
Seems like your business is going pretty well right now. Would you mind giving us some of that money? We could really use it. I mean, we spent a considerable amount raising you when you were a child. I think that it's fair for us to ask you for some money, right?
You may be my birth parents, but I have new parents now. You gave me away, and I'm not gonna give you any money.
How can you say that to us? Don't you think you're being rude to us? You should be grateful, if anything. Please don't shout at Alan. He didn't do anything wrong, and he's right. He's no longer your son. He's our son now.
Yes, that's right. Alan is our son. You don't have any right to act like his parents anymore. We regret giving away our parental rights. We were immature when we made the decision. It took some time to accept that I had a child with a disability, but now I've come to terms with it. Alan, would you be willing to give me a second chance? Would you consider moving back in with us? Please.
I'm sure that you'd be much happier living with your real parents.
And I'm sure that Helen would be happy to have her parents back all to herself.
Why do you say that?
Well, if Helen finds herself a serious boyfriend, having you in her life would make things too complicated. Having a brother with a disability will make her look bad. And you wouldn't want that for Helen, right?
Well, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to Helen because she has me as a brother.
I'm sure that you wouldn't want that. We know how much you care about Helen.
Yes, I do, and I don't want to hurt her.
Stop putting negative thoughts in Alan's mind. You're manipulating him.
Oh.
Well, we're only thinking about what's best for you and Alan. We're not manipulating him.
Yes, you are. I'm happy to have Alan in my life. In fact, I need him in my life. I'm not gonna let you steal him from us. If I ever get engaged to someone and they leave me because I have Alan as my brother, that would mean that the guy wasn't meant for me and that he doesn't deserve to marry me.
Helen, thanks for standing up for me. It means a lot.
It's nothing. All this shouting has made me feel kind of sick. The inside of my mouth tastes like potato chips that I ate earlier.
You don't need to protect me anymore, Helen. I can stand up for myself.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Maybe I can go lie down now.
Yes, leave the rest to me. I got this.
Okay.
I'm not gonna forgive the two of you for being so selfish and making Helen worry about me.
We didn't do or say anything to Helen. She got worked up on her own.
If it hadn't been for Helen, you two could have fooled me, and I might have made the mistake of moving back in with you again. I worked hard to become the type of person that Helen would be proud to have as her brother. That's what motivated me to become a CEO.
What? You're a CEO?
I'm not good at public speaking, but I'm very smart. I've made a lot of intelligent investment choices. I've invested in bitcoins, FX deals, and other things to increase my money. I use the money that I made to fund schools and make them better. The high school that Helen and I went to and the other high school that Ted went to are both schools that my company owns.
What? We had no idea. So you're saying that you bought the Travis group?
Yes, that's right. I heard that Ted hasn't been going to school at all.
Yes, he's been staying home with us these days.
What does Ted have to do with anything? I hope that you won't use your authority to expel Ted. He's our precious son, and I won't allow you to hurt him.
I'm not after Ted, if that's what you're thinking. And please stop trying to bribe the school with money. Ted needs to graduate on his own without your help.
Ugh.
Besides, you don't have that kind of money anymore, and Ted's not smart. In fact, he's stupid. If he continues like this, he's going to get expelled on his own. The only thing that you two are going to be left with is some debt and a useless son.
That's why we came to ask you for some money. We need to pay back our debt.
Why are you so fixated on not having Ted expelled?
Wow, you scared us. Weren't you supposed to be sleeping in your room?
I was worried about Alan and couldn't go sleep. If you don't want Ted to get expelled, you should bring him here now. I'm going to make sure that he develops the thick skin and strong heart required to go back to school.
Okay, we'll bring him here.
You have 3 minutes.
What's with the sunglasses?
We're back with Ted.
What do you want from me? What are you gonna do to me?
I'm going to take you to my Kung Fu class. Once you learn some Kung Fu, you'll be strong enough both mentally and physically to go back to school. You need to begin by taking off that hideous jacket of yours.
I hope that Helen's able to convince Ted to go back to school and get his grades up so that he won't get expelled. Helen, you forgot these two. They need some Kung Fu lessons as well.
You don't have all day. Come on, you 3.
Why do we have to go as well?
Alan's birth parents and his brother Ted were taken to my Kung Fu class with the legendary Jackie Chan as my teacher. But they couldn't take the tough training menu that Jackie had prepared for them and ended up quitting. Because of this, Ted was expelled from high school. He ran away from his responsibilities and never went back to school. Jackie's Kung Fu lessons were not cheap, and Alan's birth parents ended up taking on more debt to pay for the lessons and the penalty for not finishing them.
Please let us see Alan. This will only take a minute. We have some big money problems and would like to ask him for his help.
Yes, please! We really need his help!
Get out of here, you two. You need to fight me if you want to see Alan.
You're too strong for them. They'll never win.
I'm going to protect you always, Alan. Alan and I aren't related, but I consider him to be my real brother nonetheless. We decided to become a family of 4 because that's what we all wanted. And we're a very happy family. Troublebusters.